football about to get underway then. It's the final one of the EFL playoff games. These two have had to wait and watch the others have a go. We've seen a lot of tight and tense matches. We did see that big loss for Sheffield Wednesday. It was interesting last night. Dave Chalmers said despite the fact that his team were behind nearly, didn't want to go for it too much just in case. They ended up doing a Sheffield Wednesday and in effect losing the tie at the first time of asking.
Yeah, I mean that's a massive massive loss for Sheffield Wednesday. It's so difficult to come back from something like that, and it's going to be a real test for Darren Moore and his team.
It is. We're underway. Carlisle United attacking from right to left. They're attacking the Cop End here at Valley Parade. That is virtually full. The two-tiered stand. The claret and amber shirts of Bradford. The black shorts and socks. The dark blue shirts of Carlisle. And that was some clearance there, wasn't it, from Callum Guy, who's just hoofed it over the stand, over on the far side and out onto Midland Road. And we'll need a new ball before we get back underway. 30 seconds gone here. Bradford City against Carlisle United. Mark Wilson with a former Leeds and Rotherham boss, Neil Redfern, and a former Bradford player, of course, Neil Redfern. All with Bradford then on the halfway line, but it's won back here by the visitors as they look to work it forward. And now down the left-hand side they go with Jack Armour. And Armour's been playing in the back three, and the feeling at Carlisle is they've missed him down the flank. He's a wing-back by trade, Neil, and they've got him back in that position. You can see clearly already he's looking to get forward at every opportunity.
Yeah, he was on the front foot. I mean, it's a good little ball, to be fair, from McCalmont to try and slide him in just inside the opposite full-back. But they started quite well here, Carlisle. They look competent, they look confident in what they're doing. You know, they're not letting this big crowd faze them.
They're not. Ball played into the front. It looked like a kick in the head there for the Carlisle player. He's got up, in fairness to him. It's Owen Moxon, and the ball played down the other end, and Cook was after it, but it's cleared away. Windsor throwing for his side. No nonsense defending on this near side from Carlisle. And Moxon, I think, maybe did get caught in the face there, but fair play to him. He has got up and got on with it. His head was quite low at the time. Inside 2 minutes, chance for Bradford to work forward inside the Carlisle half. They have it with Halliday, whose goal wrapped up the playoff spot for Bradford, but the ball forward is out for a Carlisle United goal kick. Just for the first time since I think we got here at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, there's just a bit of silence around Valley Parade. The atmosphere just drops for a moment. 2 gone, it's 0-0.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Carlisle and their setup, and obviously it's to stifle these early exchanges. They don't want Bradford City to go a goal up in these early parts of the game, but what it does then is it gives you a mountain to climb, if you like, in the game. But they've started so well, Carlisle. They're on the front foot, they've got a good shape, they're contesting in that midfield area, and they've got a real threat in Amari Patrick.
Yeah, certainly have. Actually, it's been a busy day in the footballing world. We should pass our congratulations to Chelsea women's side, who beat Manchester United in the Women's FA Cup final by 1-0 at Wembley earlier on.
Sam Kerr, goal scorer.
Yeah,
that's what you need.
Well, Bradford City have got a goal scorer in Andy Cook. Will he get the chances tonight elsewhere in the Premier League? Brentford comfortable 2-0 winners over West Ham. Everton beat by Manchester City by 3 goals to 0. We mentioned now City in touching distance. Arsenal 0, Brighton 3 has all but ended the Gunners' chances realistically of winning the Premier League title. There's a bit of head tennis ensues down below us, and Bradford will work it down the right touchline, but they just can't get hold of the ball at the moment. It's been an edgy start from both sides, and we saw that in League 2 last night, didn't we? Salford, Stockport, it was quite edgy early on for large parts.
Yeah, it was, and if you look at where all the players are, they're all in one sort of quarter of the pitch, contesting every second ball. Nobody's got a minute on it.
Well, Cook's chasing the long ball forward here. Holy did well. He came out, he was going to try and catch it, but it was on the edge of his area, and in the end he just fired the ball away. But that was dangerous, and Cook, that ball maybe a yard further near his own goal, would have had a chance to get on the end of that.
Yeah, I was just looking at Andy Cook. That's twice now he's chased things down. I mean, he's not exactly rapid, but he's a willing runner for a big man. He doesn't give the opposition's defence any minutes whatsoever, and Paul Huntington's really got his hands full up against him.
He has. Cook, edge of the area with Huntington, who's all over him, edge of the box. Cook goes down, he doesn't get the decision, much to the angst of 20,000 plus Bradford fans around us.
think, to be fair to Huntington there, he was just backing in a little bit and he just stepped away, the big centre-back, and he fell over Cook. But just shows you any little thing that this crowd can latch onto, they will do.
Will play forward again, Cook the target, Cook on his way, but Huntington again will just knock it out, and he's not happy that that ball has been allowed to so easily come in towards him at the back. They don't want to be up against Andy Cook too many times tonight. Now Bradford have got the chance to spread it wide. Over the halfway line they go. Can they put the delivery in? It skims off the head here. It'll fall for Walker. He lays the ball off edge of the area. They're working their way into the penalty area. Great challenge there. Denied Scott Banks, who thought he was going in towards the byline, but Bradford have got it back. And here now is Gilead. Gilead, a former Carlisle loanee, wins a throw-in, and listen to that noise here at the University of Bradford Stadium. Still 0-0.
Yeah, this is where the test comes for Carlisle. Bradford really getting the crowd behind them on the front foot in that final third now.
Well, here they have it with Banks, going to try and work it on. He did well there, but Thomas Holy, the Czech goalkeeper, collects it and then he pumps it downfield, and that's one bounce all the way through to Harry Lewis in the goal at the other end. And the ball then quickly sent back to the halfway line. It's end-to-end at the moment. Amari Patrick, the former Bradford striker, had no chance of getting on the end of that ball forward from his goalkeeper, but now they will come forward. Here's Alfie McCalmont, the Leeds youngster, driving forward, edge of the area. He's got a chance to shoot. He's going to turn and spin. He's gone down in the area, and just as at the other end the appeals are waved away, McCalmont bangs his fist on the floor in frustration, and it's probably very similar to the Cook one, but now the referee will blow his whistle as Gilead has chopped down Callum Guy just on the edge of the centre circle. But already big decisions for our referee tonight, Ross Joyce, to make.
Yeah, I mean, little warning there for Bradford with Alfie McCalmont. Picked the ball up roughly around about the halfway line-ish and drove at this Bradford City midfield, dropped his shoulder, went past one, and he got right into the box, and he's pushing and shoving to try and work an angle to get a shot off, and he did get a tug, but I'm not sure there's enough in it to give a penalty. The referee has been quite adamant with the two decisions.
Well, it's a set piece though here for Carlisle. They're going to float it in from Moxon. Well, drilled it towards the far post. It's headed across goal, and in the end it was a cross-come shot from Joel Senior. They will keep it in, Carlisle, here on their left-hand side, but that was actually half an opportunity. Then there's an air kick from Carlisle, and then a poor challenge, and that's going to be a free kick. This could be a card actually, and it is going to be a yellow card, and it's Corey Whelan who is shown the yellow card. He miscontrolled it, and then he went to try and win the tackle, and he's basically upended his Bradford City opponent, and that is a yellow card.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much intent there is in that. I think it was just a missed swipe. I think he was trying to play at the ball, but obviously the referee deemed that as a ungentlemanly foul. But good start by both sides actually.
It is. Ball forward for Bradford is headed away from Walker. Head tennis on the halfway line, and the two players went for that same ball, and they both headed the ball at the same time, thankfully not each other, and they both bounced back, carry on, and it's out off Joe Garner for a throw to Bradford City. Mark Hughes is suited and booted down below us. You can see him. For so long he's managed at the top level and decided he wanted a new challenge. I remember in these parts when it was announced there was absolute amazement that he was coming to Bradford City, but he's come and he's got the team in the playoffs, and now they're looking to go on to promotion. As the ball brought down 30 yards out from goal, it's fed out to William Rydalf, who has it over on the far side. Ball comes back towards the Bradford City right hand side now. Brad Halliday cuts in field, got his first goal for the club on Monday. He'll get it to Smallwood, moves it wide across the field now onto the far side. Back to Smallwood, just tries to feed it in here, trying to draw Carlisle out, but they're going backwards at the moment. Bradford, they'll need to retain possession, they will do. It's good chasing round at the front from McCalmont, puts pressure on, but Bradford have managed to work an opening. Here's Cook, edge of the area, he's going to lash one towards goal, never really got his foot through it, and it just sliced wide of Thomas Holy's left-hand post, and it's behind. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, that's a really good passage of play from Bradford City, composed, you know, 1 and 2 touch, moving the ball around the pitch, and when the ball comes into Big Andy Cook, he sets it off first back to Gilead. There's a little reverse pass back into his stride, and it's a good strike, but it's slightly off target, but it's under the width of the crossbar, He's unlucky there. His first sight of goal. His first thought as well is, can I get a shot off? That's a goal scorer for you.
Well, he must think every time he goes onto the field that he's going to score cup in the League 2 Team of the Year, the League 2 Golden Boot. He's not under contract, but I am led to believe that talks are underway. I guess from his point of view, he'll want to know what division he potentially is playing in before he commits his future.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I mean, he's had an absolutely fantastic season. You get that many goals, you know, you're going to be in demand. And we've just seen from these early stages there's a real handful as well in general play.
There is. Ball with Bradford again. It's won back by Adam Clayton, the veteran. And the ball over on the far side, just inside the Bradford half. 0-0 if you've just joined us. 10 minutes gone here. Mark Wilson with the former Leeds and Rotherham boss Neil Redfern. And we'll be up at Brunton Park next Saturday, 3 o'clock for the second leg of this one. There's a ball played forward. Bradford trying to get in down the right-hand side. It was Banks who was chasing it, but it was Whelan who beat him to it and poked it out for a throw-in. And Carlisle have had suspension problems. We mentioned they're without a couple of key players tonight in John Mellish and John Kimani-Gordon. But Mellish sent off against Salford, and Kimani-Gordon banned retrospectively. You don't want to be losing players at this time of the season, and Whelan's got to be careful now, hasn't he? 80 minutes on the yellow card.
Yeah, he has, but I think this I mean, it's been rejigged, if you like, because of the players that are missing, but it's looked pretty solid, you know, and they've been tested quite a bit in these opening exchanges as a back three, if you like, but, you know, they've not given an inch. They've made it difficult for Andy Cook. You know, they know his potential. You know, just reading Paul Simpson's notes earlier in the programme, you know, they're well aware of Andy Cook and what he's capable of, and you know, he also spoke about how he brings other people into the game. It's not just his goals, so they're well aware of what they're up against, but they've started this game really well.
Just had a stoppage in play there. One of our assistant, Lisa Rashid, on this near side has just had to have a bit of work done on her technical equipment as the ball now played forward by Carlisle, but again it's out for a throw-in, and it's about 25 yards out from the corner flag. Going to be taken by Brad Halliday. Bradford not been in sparkling form themselves of late, just one win in their last 5. We mentioned that Carlisle arrive here with 2 wins in 11. They've only scored twice in their last 6 away games, Carlisle. But Bradford have been pretty solid here. They're difficult to beat at home. 4 wins, 5 draws and a loss in their last 10. That loss coming to Barrow. So they'll be hoping that another Cumbrian team that come here and win in Carlisle United. 12 gone, 0-0. Live on Talksport 2 tonight. Every game of the playoffs live across the Talksport network. Deep cross from Bradford comes in. Holy comes, he's juggled it, he's dropped it, and there was a pull on the Bradford shirt there. But Holy was quick enough to react. We mentioned how tall he is. Didn't really even have to jump for that, but he made a bit of a mess of it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I mean, that's good experience from Adam Clayton. He didn't really look there. He just whipped that ball right towards the penalty spot. The big keeper came out, and to be fair to Thomas Hawley, he got it at the second attempt, but I mean, he's a giant of a man, but it was in the area where Andy Cook were lurking.
It certainly was. Right off clearances, cannons off a Carlisle play, and it's gone 30 yards downfield, hit the corner flag and gone out for a Bradford throwing right on their own corner flag in that left back position in front of the Cop end, away to the far side. It's going to be Bradford's biggest ever home playoff crowd. They have had success in the playoffs, of course, before. They were promoted under Phil Parkinson. In and amongst all those cup exploits, as Clayton was beaten in the air there on the edge of the Bradford area, McCalmont tries to work it down the channel. It'll fall back to Callum Guy. Midway inside the Bradford half. Appeals from the Bradford fans that went out, but the referee's blown his whistle. And there was a foul over there. I think it was Joel Senior who was bundled over the sideline. So it's been a pretty frantic start, hasn't it? Very similar to what we saw last night. Yeah. Keenly contested, but maybe just lacking a bit of quality at the moment.
Yeah, it has. You know, I think in these opening exchanges, what you've got to be really careful of doing is giving free kicks away in dangerous positions. And it's happened a couple of times on both sides now. I mean, this is in a really good crossable position for Carlisle. You don't want to give the other side an advantage by just being rash.
Well, it's right on the right touchline. It's probably halfway between the halfway line and the goal line. And now Bradford are holding a high line about 15 yards out. There's a wall of 9 claret and amber shirts spread across the width of the penalty area. Now the ball is whipped in deep. It's a great ball in, and a header towards goal, and it's a good save from Harry Lewis, who got down low to his left-hand side to keep it out. I'm not sure there was quite enough on the header, but that was a big chance, and I think it fell the way of Ben Barclay up from the back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wicked ball in, whipped in with his right foot, curling away from the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper can't come and get that, and it's right on his head, to be fair, Barclay, and he's put off by a challenge, but if he could have just steered that on target, the keeper would have no chance.
Still 0-0, but a good game developing in front of us here. Remember, just the 1 goal in the 2 league games. Carlisle winning on home soil on Boxing Day. Mark Hughes described it as one of the worst Bradford performances of the season. Paul Huntington got the goal on that occasion. They drew 0-0 here in March, and it's 0-0 at the moment, but the signs that we are in for a decent game here. They're certainly in for a decent contest, as Scott Banks has it on the right hand side, and the ball just rolled out by Carlisle for a throw-in midway inside their own half.
Yeah, I mean, they've been the more inventive, and they've shown a little bit more technique, Bradford, in these opening exchanges. I mean, to be fair to Carlisle, you know, they've been up against it a little bit, but they've shown glimpses as well that they can bear the teeth in that final third, but it's been mostly Bradford at this moment in time.
Gilead did well. He found Stubbs, who then works the ball in the midfield, and now Bradford are flooding forward through the middle with Walker. Gets it out wide on this near side to Banks. Banks with a step over, goes on the outside, puts the cross, and it's headed away. Good header away as well at the near post by Whelan, but Bradford have won it back, and well, they had a little bit more time there. Stubbs acknowledges that was a poor pass because he had a player unmarked right out on the far side, and he kicked it straight over his head and out for a throw-in. Still 0-0.
Yeah, it's going to be like this for another 5-10 minutes, I would have thought, because both sides just don't want to concede. You can see that. You know, they're more concerned in out of possession stuff and regains and being tight and not giving any space away to the opposition. Again, throwing to Carlisle on the far side, almost every player is in that quarter of the pitch.
Yeah, it's tight for space, isn't it?
Yeah.
Between the two. There's a coming together on the far side. It's right in front of the Carlisle fans, and they're not happy with something that happened there. But the ball plays on. It's towards Patrick, edge of the area. He brings it down, and a full right-hand side, and the shot comes in, and it's hit the crossbar, but the chance wouldn't have counted anyway, because the referee said it had been handled by the Carlisle player over on the far side. But that was close. Carlisle working off the back of the Patrick offload, and the shot hit the crossbar and bounced away. It was Garner with the effort, the veteran.
That was an unbelievable technique. I mean, he sort of struck across that with the outside of his right foot from maybe the apex of the box, and it's dipped and swerved and bounced off the top of the bar. I mean, the goalkeeper, Harry Lewis, has absolutely no chance.
There's been ever-present Harry Lewis this season. New signing for the Bantams. He's all in light green. And down at the other end, it's a slightly darker shade of green for Thomas Holy. All played forward, headed away from the edge of the area, but Bradford are looking to win back the pieces here, and the chances, they break into the area, and they have scored! It's a goal for Bradford City, and it's Jamie Walker who lashes it past Thomas Holy, and banks in Bradford at a packed University of Bradford Stadium. They lead Carlisle by a goal to 0.
Yeah, I mean, it's a typical poacher's goal, if you like. It's a great ball into Andy Cook. Big man backs in, gets a little touch on it, and he's onto it like a shot, Jamie Walker. And what a fantastic strike. Got his body over it, kept it down, and he used the wet, dewy surface to skid that past the goalkeeper, Thomas Hawley. 1-0 Bradford, absolutely no chance for the keeper, and probably the goal that the Starts deserved.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've just had a pitching ranger come on the field from the Bradford end of the ground, and the steward has absolutely smashed him to the ground. Good work from the steward. What an idiot. Get him out of the ground. We don't want to see it here. The pitch is for the players, and Bradford have got the lead. It was a fine finish. He's actually gone straight through the goalkeeper, hasn't he there, Jamie Walker, Neil? But he's hit it clean. He's given the goalkeeper no chance.
The technique's top goal, because the little touch on, he takes the touch away from himself onto his right foot, to be fair, Walker, and he gets his body right over the ball and gets it down into the turf, and it skids past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. It's a great finish.
We're not quite getting underway yet while the stewards just deal with the aforementioned person and get him out of the ground. Just no need for it. It's a great atmosphere here. And listen to that support from Bradford City. They lead by a goal to nil. And now the ball coming forward here with Banks. Banks now gets it away to Gilead. Gilead trying to work his way forward. And he wins the ball. Well, he thought he had, but the referee and the assistant on the near side say it's a goal kick. 1-0 Bradford lead then. Interesting now what Carlisle do here, because they haven't got to get carried away. It's still early days in this tie.
Yeah, well, they've actually started this game quite well, Carlisle. Bradford have been the better side, to be honest, and probably deserve the lead, but they're in this game, Carlisle. What they don't want to do anything now is anything foolish. You know, if they can get a 2-goal lead, Bradford, then they are in business.
Yeah, that will be their plan as Critchlow wins a header. Played forward now by Whelan. Carlisle looking for an instant response. Garner has it on this near side. He's bundled off the ball. In fact, he's the one that's just committed the foul there, Garner. And it's a free kick for Bradford. Just the start that Mark Hughes would have wanted. His side in front, such a clean strike. The ball forward. And Carlisle caught out of the back. There is a Bradford player just getting a bit of a breather at the moment. I think it's Gilead who's just taken a knock. He's just working his way forward as Mark Hughes looks on. His side lead by a goal to nil. You're live on Talksport 2. No playoff action tomorrow night on the Talksport network, but we've got an almighty clash from the Premier League as Leicester take on Liverpool. Cook flicks the ball on edge of the area. Will he get it back? No, he won't. Huntington will roll the ball back to his goalkeeper, who has got time. Not quite as much as he thought he had in the end, and he gets it forward. And the ball headed away by Halliday towards halfway. And now there's another blow on the whistle, and Carlisle have conceded another foul. I'm just looking at Halliday on the near side. He's just gone down off the ball there, Brad Halliday. That's a worry, Neil Redfern.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gone over on his ankle a little bit with one of the challenges previous, but the game's just running away with Carlisle a little bit at this moment in time. They've had a 5-10 minute spell here, Carlisle, where they've not really dealt with Andy Cook. And Bradford not afraid to go directly into him, and he's had loads of little deft touches and setbacks. You know, and they don't want to drop off or challenge him. Paul Huntington having a word with his teammate there, Joel Senior. They need to work it out quick because there's a problem for them.
Well, they've got a free kick, Bradford, just over the halfway line. Halliday's back up on his feet. Carlisle defending edge of their own 18-yard box. A big chance is for Bradford to put the ball into the mix. Only waits about 7 yards out from goal. He might actually come and try and claim this. It was a little bit too straight in the end, and the keeper's done well and comes out and takes it nicely.
Yeah, it's a poor ball from Adam Clayton. He's better than that. You know, it's the right weight and trajectory. It's just the wrong angle. To be fair, the big goalkeeper Thomas Hawley comes and claims that really, really well. I mean, he's a giant of a keeper.
Long, high kick forward. Critchlow wins the header. Picked up by Guy though for Carlisle. Now they'll look to work it out over on the right hand side. Ben Barkley, the ball just behind him, retreats back to halfway. Carlisle have it, but they trail by a goal to nil. Early on in this League 2 playoff semi-final, Garner wins the header edge of the area, but there was nobody running in to support him. Patrick had just held his position edge of the area there. Had he have gambled, he might well have had a chance, because Garner did really well to win the header. But Carlisle do have it back on this near side. Armour knocks it down the line. Patrick initially did well, but they was then just outnumbered, and the ball forward evades Cook, and it's headed back to Hawley, who will just get the ball in his hands now. 23 gone already. Feels like 2 minutes ago this one kicked off. It's Bradford 1, Carlisle 0.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fiercely contested, these opening exchanges. You know, they've just found little moments in the game, Carlisle, where they've offered a threat. They have to try and do that a little bit more often if they can. That angle ball across that Bradford back line from right to left is a problem for him.
Did you see that there? I was just looking at Joe Garner, who I think is having a real positive impact here, and he was just running across the back four, and he ran into Ramoni Critchlow.
Yeah.
He ran into his shoulder. He's gone down clutching his face, Neil. He's saying that Critchlow hit him. I think Garner ran into him. It was off the ball. I was just actually looking at Garner because I think he's had such a bright start to this game.
Yeah.
The physio is on. I'm not sure the referee has seen it. It was behind play, but I think Garner maybe just trying to earn something there, or maybe just put the referee in two minds when it comes to that battle between him and the on-loan Huddersfield man Ramoni Critchlow?
I think if the referee sees it, or the lines people, it's more of an issue. But because they didn't, it's not. I mean, he's made a lot of it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him up on his feet now. He's walking across the touchline. But you're right, Mark. He started really well, Joe Garner. You know, he's got a little bit of something about him. He's pulled off the back line of Stubbs and Critchlow quite well on a couple of occasions now, and just set balls up to midfield runners. McCalmont started the game well, you know, and Moxon as well. They look bright in there, Carlisle, but this goal's just rocked them a little bit.
Yeah, just managed to get a replay. Well, the Carlisle media team in front of us has got that on the screen, and there's certainly nothing in that. And the ball played forward by Carlisle, headed away by Stubbs, and now Bradford looking to break, but Whelan steps in and does well. He now finds Ben Barclay. Barclay will feed the ball forward. It's played back towards halfway. Bradford leading by a goal to nil. Carlisle have had a couple of chances. We saw that header early on for Ben Barclay that Lewis did well to keep out, and Garner's FLO wouldn't have counted, that rattled the crossbar. And here is Garner again, and he was just looking to get the volley away. The clearance hits Garner in the head, and Garner edge of the area, gets it down to Patrick. Back in towards Garner, tried to feed it to Patrick, and Patrick beaten to it, and it's cleared away and out for a throw into Bradford City. But that was a little bit nervy at the back there from Bradford, and Garner again is proving to be a real nuisance. He might be getting on in years, Neil, but he sure knows how to play this game.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's just used his body really well on a couple of occasions where he's lent into defenders. I don't think Sam Stubbs and Romani Critchlow started that well, to be honest with you. You know, they look a little bit iffy in that central defensive area. And they're making the most of it, Carlisle, at this moment in time.
Well, they are. It's still 1-0 if you've just joined us. Jamie Walker with a fine strike on 18 minutes to give Bradford the lead. The ball though here will break forward for Ben Barclay on loan from Stockport. His loan extended, although you'd imagine should Carlisle beat Stockport, he's not going to be allowed to play in the final. Ball played forward here. Patrick has it. He's done well that time. Gets the ball away, and Barclay will advance down the right hand side. Garner waits at the far post. Ball on the about 30 yards out from goal, and they have it on the far side. And Carlisle will just play and pop the passes off here. Bradford happy to let them have it. Now they'll feed it to Garner. Great first time touch. Can he get the ball back? No. Wonderful sliding challenge. I just wonder though, if Barclay could have had a touch, he would have been in on goal. And now they're trying to get down the right hand side. Patrick denied, and he's so unlucky as a sliding challenge comes in. Looked like it was going for a corner. It got the last touch off Omari Patrick, and it's behind for a goal kick. But what did you think there, Neil? Garner's pass into Barclay. He had so much space, didn't he?
Well, it actually all opened up for him. He got a clear sight of goal there, and he definitely could have got a shot off. But that's a really, really inventive passage of play from Carlisle. The linking passes, a little bit of rotation around the D of Bradford's box, penalty box. And they look the part, to be fair. I look at Omari Patrick and Joe Garner. They've got enough about them to get themselves in front of goal. There's no two ways about it.
Cook wins the header, but heads it to nobody in particular, and Carlisle come forward. They're having the best spell of the game at the moment, but Bradford lead, 27 on the clock, live on Talksport 2 as they try and win it. Is Cook offside as he chases a ball forward, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway because Corey Whelan heads it back to his goalkeeper Thomas Hawley. You are listening to the EFL League 2 playoffs. It's Bradford against Carlisle live on Talksport 2 with Carling. They're made by our mates. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. The ball played forward and out for Bradford throwing down below us. So Bradford have the early advantage here. We saw Salford score very similar time last night, and the game just rather petered out in the end. They had chances to add to their lead but didn't take it, and Stockport ended that game in the ascendancy. 1-0, that's in the balance. That's next Saturday lunchtime live on Talksport 2. You'll hear that one, and then straight after at 3 o'clock we'll be live at Brunton Park as here now come Bradford again with Cook down the right side of the area, puts the ball into the box in an area that he would like to have been in, but he can't be in two places at once, and the keeper Hawley comes out to collect.
Yeah, just going back to Carlisle, since the goal they've had a really good response. You know, they've not let it affect them. They've knitted passes together. They've got in and around Bradford's penalty area, you know, with a little bit more a little bit more craft, they could have had 1 or 2 more efforts at goal. It's been a really good response.
Yeah, the team's 6th and 5th in the League 2 playoff picture. And the Bradford fan just throws the ball away from Jack Armour. He'll have to wait to take the throw in, which is probably about 25 yards away from the Bradford byline. Mention that game tomorrow, Leicester against Liverpool. Here the ball goes into the edge of the Bradford area. Pritchlow clears it away. Barkley tries to head it back in, but he's headed it straight into a group of Bradford players, and they'll run the ball back to Harry Lewis, who right-footed knocks it long, but that's Overcook, and Huntington will head it down. It's picked up by Guy, and now back to Huntington, who will in turn go back to his goalkeeper. Tomorrow night live on Talksport exclusive, Leicester need a win. Liverpool chasing the top 4 need points as well. Sam Matterface and the former Liverpool man Danny Murphy, part of our commentary team. Adrian Durham will be in the presenter's chair for that one. And then the playoffs are back on Tuesday. Luton Sunderland live and exclusive on Talksport. Finally poised after Sunderland got that 2-1 first leg advantage. Here Carlisle are looking to get rid of their 1-goal arrears at the moment, but they've just given the ball away in the centre circle, and now that's a lovely pass to Gilead, and Cook peels away to the right. Here is Cook, forced wide of goal, just has to step over the ball, gets to the byline, puts the ball into the far post, headed away and brought down edge of the area, but Bradford have won it back, and they're going to have a shot cross goal, and that was so close from Jamie Walker again. Holy, stuck a leg out, it went past that leg, and thankfully for Carlisle, just shaved the far post. 30 gone, it's still Bradford 1, Carlisle 0.
Yeah, he's definitely a threat, Jamie Walker, from that left-hand side. He comes across and he joins in off Andy Cook, and brilliant bit of play initially from the big striker. I mean, his movement's good for a big man, and he gets down the side, he clips a little ball at the far post. And Bradford keep it alive, and when Jamie Walker gets onto it, he's only the far post to aim at, really, far part of the goal, and he just flashes it wide of the far post.
Garner wins the header, but he's going to be penalised. He's got his head in his hands here. It's a shaven head these days. Is he going to get a ball? I think he's going to get a booking. The referee said 1, 2, 3. That's a yellow card for you. Second of the afternoon, so bit of a second of the evening, and won't be picking up too many yellow cards too early in this game.
Yeah, I think the referees missed quite a few that have actually been on Garner, and I think there's a little bit of frustration there in that challenge to get the yellow. It probably is a yellow, but it's the only one the referee's seen.
Ball played forward by Bradford. Cook does well to win the header. Played down now on this near side. And Walker, the goal scorer, has just eased off it by Barkley. That was good defending. And it'll be a goal kick. And again, just a hush goes around the ground. We've had 32 minutes already. It is Bradford who lead by that goal to 0. Carlisle, they're doing okay since the goal went in. Paul Simpson will be pretty pleased. He knows his team are not in the best of form at the moment.
I tell you what they have done really, really well. They've matched up in midfield brilliantly, and they keep trying to rotate around and get Adam Clayton on the ball, Bradford, and they can't. And that's because they're picked up in there.
And we'll flick on down this near side from Owen Moxon. Ball won again by Carlisle. Moxon has it. He gets it away to Guy. Guy now looks up. He's trying to feed a lovely pass into the path of Garner, but his touch let him down, and Garner dived in. That was dangerous, referee. What's he going to do here? He's having to think about this. Eventually he's given a goal kick, but it was Reidhalf and Garner who both went in. That could have gone horribly wrong either way. When you're on a yellow card, Neil, that was a brave tackle to make.
Yeah, it was. I mean, to be fair, I think he got the ball there, Garner. He's not happy with the referee. There's quite a few decisions have gone against Carlisle now.
Well, now he's berating the assistant on the far side. If I was Joe Garner, I'd be keeping pretty quiet at the moment, because he's threatening to boil over here. He's not happy at all, and well, he's got his head in his hands again now.
But you're right, Mark,
demonstrating, but
as soon as he gets that yellow card, that's it. You know, you've got to keep your trap shut then.
Yeah.
You can't keep going on and on and on. You know, and he needs to do that. The referees got to test his patience.
Cook, well, how is that not a foul on Andy Cook from Huntington, who had hands in his face? And then the ball won though. Carlisle are not bothered about that. Armour getting forward, strong challenge comes in to deny him. This is a real game of football, this, in League 2 in the playoffs. It's live on Talksport 2. As down the touchline goes Scott Banks, 2 blue shirts in front of him, tried to go past Patrick, who tracked him all the way back in fairness, and Patrick wins the tackle and now gets the ball away. And now there's a chance to turn for Moxon, who in turn now feeds the ball across the field, and McCalmont coming forward. He had a really bright start, McCalmont, not being too involved in the last passages of play, but he gets the ball out wide onto the right hand side. Back to McCalmont now. Is he going to put the cross in? He's on the edge of the area, lay out wide on the right. Carlisle need to put it in here. There are blue shirts waiting. It's towards Garner. It's headed away by Critchlow behind for a corner. And Carlisle are just starting to build some pressure here. They're starting to win some challenges, and they've got themselves a corner.
Yeah, I'd be putting that ball in earlier. If it were me. I mean, Sam Stubbs and Ramoni Critchlow just do not fill you with confidence at this moment in time, and I think that they can get the ball into the right area and get the right movement. There's a chance for Carlisle.
Certainly is. Ball over on the far side, on the near side now for the corner. We're into the last 10 minutes of the first half. You're listening live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with the former Leeds United boss and former Bradford City player Neil Redfern. There's now the corner about to be taken. The fans have let the referee know that the ball's not quite touching the quadrant or overhanging the quadrant, so he's had to replace the ball down here. Moxon, I think, that's taking it, and he now has the approval of the Bradford fans, and will look to swing this in. Plenty forward for Carlisle. There's a bit of pushing and pulling going on in the area. Could be some drama to come in. It's a great ball into the area. It's headed across goal and wide, and that was a chance. And again Carlisle surround the official. They say it came off a Bradford player. Jack Armour, I think, got the final touch on it, but if that's on target, I don't think Harry Lewis can keep it out. It's a huge Carlisle chance.
Yeah, that's 2 corners now that have come, or a wide free kick and a corner that have come in and not really been dealt with well at all by Bradford City.
Halliday pokes the ball forward. Whelan wins a header. Patrick does well, brings it down. Halliday's got to win the challenge, and does. Into the feet now of Banks. Banks tries to play it forward, but Bradford all of a sudden can't get out of their own half at the minute, and the ball switched across the field, and now it's with Joel Senior on that far side. Carlisle certainly having their best spell of the game at the moment. 9 to go to the break. They trail by a goal to nil, but they've had a couple of really presentable opportunities here, the Cumbrians, as the ball now midway inside the Bradford half. Neat turn from Moxon, shows his skill, keeps the ball nicely. The Carlisle fans over on the far side enjoyed that bit of skill, and now they're looking at Ben Barkley going forward down the right. He pushes the ball in field, and now they work it forward to Guy, edge of the area. Bradford fans getting apprehensive as a cross comes in towards Garner. Keeper comes out to collect it, and Harry Lewis makes no mistake, much to the relief of the 20,000 plus Bradford fans in this ground tonight. Bradford leading by a goal to nil, Neil Redfern, but that lead is starting to look a little bit tenuous.
Yeah, they've just lost the shape a little bit, Bradford. It's down this right, or Carlisle's right hand side, their left hand side, and I was just looking at Jamie Walker. He's done walkabout, to be honest with you, for the last 5 minutes. He's actually giving them nothing when they've not got it. And it's a little bit of a problem for them, because they're getting bodies down there, they're overloading down that side. They've got in some really good crossable positions.
Bradford just can't get the ball out of their own half and keep it out of their own half at the moment. 7 to go to the break. Live on Talksport 2. The final of the opening legs of the playoffs, and all the action starts again on Tuesday night. We'll have it all on the Talksport network. If you've got the Talksport app, you won't miss any of the action. If you've not got it, it's free and available in all the usual places. The right half gets the ball in field, and Bradford do well to keep it away from Garner. And the ball now with Halliday on this near side. Works it, that's a good ball. Trying to get Banks in down the side, and it's miscontrolled. In fact, it was Gilead who made the run forward, and he wins the throw for Bradford, but will be taken by Scott Banks. And it's back to Halliday, who thinks about putting it in early. He's looking for cut far post, wins a header on the edge of the area, but it blooms well wide in the end, and it's behind for a Carlisle United goal kick. 1-0 Bradford lead.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at how they've organised themselves and set themselves up, Carlisle, they can be really pleased, Paul Simpson, with how they've reacted since the goal, and he's got his tactics right. You know, they're struggling a little bit in midfield. There's no space in midfield for Bradford City to get the ball down and play. The moments that they had have been off the big man, Andy Cook. You know, his sort of moments in his game are starting to diminish a little bit. They just need to start get the ball down and pass it a little bit better, Bradford.
Yeah, it was an interesting, I think we mentioned it in commentary at the time when Paul Huntington was furious with his midfield that the ball was coming forward too quickly, and they've stopped that now, haven't they? Now it's Carlisle who are having a bit of joy going the other way. They have it wide on the right hand side, right over on that far side of the ground as we look down from the main stand here. And they're looking for a switch of play out towards Armour on this near side. Halliday will head it, but he didn't get it out of play, and Armour couldn't keep it in. He'd be disappointed with that. That was a chance to win possession back high up the field, and he just miscontrolled it at the final moment. It's out for a Bradford throw-in.
Yeah, it was a strange decision there by Armour, because if they'd just let that run out, they'd have got a throw-in in the final third. Carlisle.
I mentioned that bad run of form for Carlisle, but I guess what it does do, it highlights how well they did earlier on in the season. The fact that they've stayed in the playoffs despite that indifferent run towards the end of the season, and now they're coming forward again. Joel Senior has it. Just seems a little bit of a reluctance to get it in the box too quickly for Carlisle, and you get the feeling Garner wants it. He wants to get the Bradford defenders on the run a little bit.
Look at Walker though, where he is. It's too narrow.
Well, the ball's out wide again, level with the edge of the area. Here come Carlisle now, working their way into McCalmont. McCalmont now 25 yards out, weaves in and out, goes back to the touchline. They've tried a little trick there, Carlisle. They've lost the ball. They're looking to get it straight back. Huntington has it, the captain, on halfway, and now he will get it into the feet of Callum Guy, who invites Corey Whelan forward. Whelan now comes over the halfway line, gets it to Armour on this near side. Back to halfway, good spell, 4 to go to the break here at the University of Bradford Stadium. Bradford leading by 1-0. That goal coming on 18 minutes. Jamie Walker lashing it past the keeper. Bradford have won it low. Carlisle just passing for passing's sake, it felt there, and they may pay the price now as they're trying to get Banks in over the top, but the ball just skips away. And out for a throw-in deep inside the Carlisle half. Still 1-0 Bradford lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to Richie Smallwood there, a little bit frustrated, because that's a decent pass out, to be fair, out to this right-hand side where Scott Banks is, and, you know, both Jamie Walker and Scott Banks play really narrow. I mean, I don't know if that's in the thinking of Mark Hughes. He wants him to join the front, and I get that, but there was an opportunity here to get some real width on against the back three, and they've not done that, Bradford City.
Well, Cook does well to win a challenge. Gilead did even better, got over the top there of Owen Moxon to win the header. Bradford have it over the halfway line. They're looking to come back to this near side. Cook just ducks underneath the ball. It'll fall to Halliday. Halliday now works it wide here for Scott Banks. He'll go back to the halfway line, and Sam Stubbs, who now finds a nice pass and invites Smallwood to come forward. He's 30 yards out, Smallwood. What about the shot momentarily, but then goes back to Clayton, who finds Banks. Banks bundled over by Patrick, but fairly so. I have to say Patrick has come back and helped out on a number of occasions, but he's run off the ball by Gilead, and now the ball with Halliday again. So Bradford have got it. Can they end the half on a high? They've been under the pressure for the last 20 minutes or so, Bradford City, but they've got a lead, and if they were to score the next goal, then the complexion of this tie does significantly swing in their favour. Halliday. Now it's Bradford who are just playing keep ball at the moment. They've not had a lot of it, Neil. They'll be happy just to get a few passes together, and eventually they'll go all the way back to Harry Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that has been the problem, the issue. They've put the ball at risk quite a bit.
Well, they've given it away, and Patrick has got it now, and he was onside. Gets it away on this near side. Alfie McCalmont goes down, and he will get himself a free kick. The Bradford players are furious. They felt McCalmont went down a little bit too easy there, but it's another set-piece chance for Carlisle United, who twice from set pieces have come close to opening their goal-scoring account in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this is a facet of playoff football, if you like, but almost like a cup competition. You just can't give the opposition opportunities from dead ball situations, give silly free kicks away. Both sides have done it. Bradford probably more than Carlisle. You know, if there's a way back in for Carlisle, then Bradford will be kicking themselves.
Well, they've looked a threat, Carlisle, certainly from set pieces, and this is another great opportunity for them. It's probably about 19 yards away from the goal line. It's between the left-hand touchline and the left-hand side of the penalty area, and it's going to be a chance here. If you're taking this goal, are you almost aiming to to shoot into the far corner and hoping someone gets a nick on it on the way through.
Well, it'll curl it. I mean, it needs to be a flatter ball in. It needs to miss Clayton out and needs to go arrow in towards the goalkeeper and get a little touch on it.
Well, here it comes the delivery, and it is floated towards the back post, and it's headed across goal.
Chance.
And that is another chance, and it goes behind for a goal kick. But once again, it's a Carlisle United header on that ball into the area, but they couldn't turn it goal bound. It was wheeling at the far post. I think he's got to hit the target, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good ball, to be fair, because it curls away from the goalkeeper. It's almost left there at the far post, and he comes right round the back stick, to be fair, wheeling, and he's got to steer that back across goal, surely. I mean, he's missing at the near post.
Well, the referee's just had a word with Richie Small, the Bradford captain, to tell Harry Lewis, the goalkeeper, to get on with it. It's 1-0, and the ball played forward here. Cook wins the header, goes up in the air, rather bounce there off Jamie Walker, and Halliday will be happy just to let the Carlisle pass roll out of play. All eyes on the fourth official down below. So, other than the Garner stoppage, and maybe the stoppage after the goal, we've not had too much. Maybe a couple of minutes to be added on here. Bradford in front on home soil. They'll do it all again next Saturday, 3 o'clock. It's live and exclusive on National Radio on Talksport 2. Neil and I will be there. Hopefully you'll be with us as well, as Cook did well to win the throw, and the ball came back to him, and then he almost took it out of the path of his own player. There's 4 added on minutes, and Patrick skips away down the left-hand side. Great ball, he's looking up, the blue shirts are arriving. Patrick holds it up nicely. Can he now find a teammate? Oh, he didn't pass it. There were 3 or 4 arriving at the far post, and to add insult to injury, the Bradford clearance goes off Patrick and out for a throw-in. He did so well, Neil, to get the ball and get away down the left, but he's got his head up, he's got to pull that back.
Yeah, he has. I mean, it's almost like he didn't trust his left foot. You know, I know he is right-footed, he's all right foot, but you know, he's just got to roll that across the back of that back line for Bradford City. The blue shirts are piling in the box. That was almost a gimme for Carlisle, but they have looked dangerous on the break.
Yeah, that was a good bit of play, and Jamie couldn't find the ending to it as Walker tried to get forward there. He's beaten to it. The ball played forward to Garner in the centre circle. Few boos for him, but he plays a nice ball, inviting Joel Senior down the right hand side. Barkley's made a good underlapping run, if you like, and now he'll get it over on the far side. Barkley gets it back to Owen Moxon. Carlisle ending the first half very much in the ascendancy. McCalmont's pass kept in over on the far side. We're into 4 added on minutes here. Bradford happy just to hoof the ball away, and Barkley did slide in a little bit there. Cookson so well to bring that ball down out of the air, and now he's got support arriving in the shape of Scott Banks. Cook though waits and turns it back in field, and here now driving forward come Bradford. A goal now would be a real hammer blow for Carlisle, who've been the better side for much of this first half. The ball works to the edge of the area. It falls to Clayton, who's encouraged to shoot. He pushes it wide on the left. Cross comes back in. It's all the way over. Armour will head it away. Garner will chest it down edge of his own area, but he's dispossessed, and the shot came in there from Bradford, and the Bradford players falling down in a heap there. I think it was Walker. I think he had time to have a touch there and maybe find a pass before shooting, but he's on the ground. Carlisle are playing on, and Owen Moxon has got it wide on the right hand side. Garner waits in the middle. Closing stage of the first half, injury time, and Critchlow did really well. Denies Moxon and clears it away, and it's out for a Bradford throw-in, but the crowd not happy that Carlisle played on. But look, the rules are the rules. Yeah, he's clearly got a leg injury, hasn't he, and not a head injury, and the referee doesn't have to stop play.
But it's up to the referee to stop it. You know, Carlisle don't have to stop. I mean, I don't know, I think it's just a slight knock. It didn't look a bad challenge on Walker, but they've looked a little bit light in transition as well, Bradford City. When Carlisle turn the ball over and they counter, it doesn't seem as if there's enough clarity, and Amber Shirts getting back and trying to recover, but they've definitely had the better of the exchanges, Carlisle, since the goal.
Yeah, Bradford leading by the goal to 0. The goal scored by the man who's getting treatment at the moment, Jamie Walker. Lashed it in from straight in front of goal. It was a good strike and a good finish, but Bradford from that point have been on the back foot, and Carlisle will look at a number of set piece opportunities and wonder how they've not managed to score here. Walker's still getting treatment, and the worry from a Bradford perspective will be that he had the shot and then crumpled in a heap. He's going to hobble off over on the far side.
Yeah, I don't know if he got caught by a defender trying to get a block on him. Maybe caught the bottom of his foot or the top of his foot. There's definitely been a handful in possession. I'm just not sure about the shape. Bradford City with the two wide players up top. They don't play as wide players, they play as strikers if you like, and Carlisle have dominated them wide spaces.
All over on the far side. We are back now underway. We've had the 4 added on minutes. It was a minimum, and we have had a stoppage as Banks has done well there and nicks the ball away, and now he's driving forward. He's stumbling into the area. Can he get this shot away? He poked it, and the keeper just managed to get an arm out. Thomas Holy. It looked for a second that the speed of the strike and technique past the big Czech keeper, and he makes a fine save.
It's brilliant by Banks, to be fair. He's really positive. It's a fantastic save by the big goalkeeper, keeping his side in it.
I think he took it early, didn't he?
Yeah.
Banks there. It was almost a toe poke shot. And Carlisle have it back over halfway. Well, there have been chances at both ends here, as the referee has a look at his watch here at the University of Bradford Stadium. Bradford leading by a goal to 0. Carlisle on the attack. Bradford fans will be happy for that first half-time whistle to go. All given away by Bradford, but it won't matter because the referee does say that is the end of what's been a pulsating opening 45 minutes. Teams coming out for the second half here then in West Yorkshire. What's your gut feeling, Neil Redfern? Will Bradford extend their advantage, or can Carlisle peg them back?
Well, I mean, this could go either way second half. I know it's an obvious thing to say, but Carlisle have shown enough in that first half that they can get a goal back. I think from Bradford City's point of view, they want to start off really well again. They really got on the front foot at the beginning of this game. That's when they got the goal and when they looked the most menacing. So I think from Mark Hughes' point of view, they want to try and get them up the pitch, try and get some more efforts at goal, see if they can get that second goal, because that could be the difference.
It could be. The night just starting to close in here. It's a nice temperature. It's a lovely conditions for football. No breeze about at all here. And a packed crowd, 20,000 plus, Bradford's biggest ever playoff crowd for a home fixture, and the fans around us will be hoping that it's going to be a step on the way back to Wembley. Doesn't look like there's been any changes at half-time. I can see that Jamie Walker is out there, and he's out there, but he's still hobbling around, so that could be an interesting one. Maybe Mark Hughes has said, I'll give it a couple of minutes, see if you can run it off. If not, they will be going to the substitutes bench, I'm sure. The referee, Ross Joyce of Cleveland, so handily placed between the two clubs, will get us back underway here. He's just checking that everybody is okay as Paul Jewell just walks past us there. Neil Redfern shakes his hand. Paul Jewell, former Bradford manager, the man that took them to the Premier League, and we are back underway here. Bradford going from right to left. They're attacking the Cop end away to the left. But a nice bit of skill there from Moxon brings Carlisle forward. He was bundled over. Referee plays on though, and Halliday's got the ball back rather fortuitous. He gets it to Cook's going to have a shot, and it takes a deflection and it goes behind. Bradford having a shot within 22 seconds of the restart. I think Moxon had a point there. Wasn't he fouled as he broke forward?
Yeah, probably. But just going back to that Bradford start, exactly what Mark Hughes said. Look, let's get into this Carlisle side. Let's get up the pitch. Let's get on the front foot. Let's get support in and around Big Andy Cook. Exactly what they did, and he's got his shot off the big man and it's forced the corner. Good start by Bradford City.
It is. Opening seconds. We'll run through the teams after this corner. The Bradford fans on their feet making plenty of noise. They'd love that second goal here. They've got an in-swinging corner. Left-footed in-swinger from the right-hand side. Whole host of Bradford shirts on and around the penalty spot. Now they flood into the air. It's headed away at the near post. Great header away. And Patrick's going to be first to it here. And Patrick's pass just didn't quite find Senior. Did well to keep it in, Senior. He finds Patrick, who's gone down, and he's going to get himself a free kick. Look, he's been scrappy at times, Amari Patrick, but there's been a couple of instances where he's done really well to keep the ball, and that was one of them, and he's really done well. He's got his side a free kick.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I think he's played well tonight, and he doesn't shirk the work. He gets back and helps his teammates out, and he's proved a real focal point to go into, and he's got Carlisle up the pitch a lot of times.
And now they come forward over on the far side with Corey Whelan. All back into centre field with Callum Guy. Patrick keeps it going. Now they feed it forward. They were looking to try and get Armour in, but he's dispossessed and it's out for a throw-in over on the far side. McCalmont wants it taken quickly. It probably wasn't quite quickly enough for him. He's got it level with the edge of the Bradford box. Can he keep the ball in play? Well, he did, but then he lost out. But now they've won it back, and a chance here for Carlisle. The pass not the best to Patrick, and Clayton did well to nick it away. He used all his experience there, Adam Clayton, and now, well, I thought now Bradford had a foul eventually. Well, they don't. It's a throw-in over on the far side, and I just wonder here. I think the referee, as much as he's trying to let play go on, Neil, I think he's almost letting a little bit too much go, isn't he?
Well, for me, it's definitely a foul, and it's definitely not a Bradford City throw-in. It's Bradford City that played it out, so we've got both decisions wrong. Takes some doing, doesn't it?
Well, how's your look? Approaching 3 gone second half. Bradford have it. They'll go back to their goalkeeper Harry Lewis, who's playing behind a back four of Halliday, Stubbs, Critchlow and Ridehalgh. We'll come back to that team in a moment. Well, Patrick loses possession 30 yards out from goal. That's where he needs to be a little bit better. Bradford knock it long and it'll roll out for a throw-in. So it's Halliday, Stubbs, Critchlow and Ridehalgh the back four. Gilead, Clayton and Smallwood behind Banks and Walker supporting Andy Cook up top. For Carlisle, Holy the goalkeeper. Whelan, Huntington and Barkley the back three. Armour, McCalmont, Guy, Moxon and Senior across the middle. Joe Garner and Amari Patrick up top for Carlisle. Here's Patrick again. This time he does do well. Gets to the byline, and not for the first time today. Having got to the byline, he goes to put the cross in, and the last touch comes off him. He's a little bit unlucky that time.
But you know what, the lineswoman, she got that spot on, because he did ever so well there, Mary Patrick. He got down the outside of Sam Stubbs, but the actual cross is deflected back onto him, and it goes out for a goal kick. She's got the decision bang on.
Yeah, well, on that near side, Bradford have got a goal kick in front of the smaller of the four stands here by a significant way. The TL Dallas stand away to our right hand side. It's a two-tier, but only holds about 1,000 fans or so. And now Cook, having charged down a clearance, just couldn't quite keep the ball, and it's thumped away. Critchlow wins the header. Hooked forward by Smallwood. Now there's a Bradford City player down here. The Carlisle players are really worried about this, and they've called on they've drawn the referee's attention to this and said get the physio on quickly, and the physio's coming on here. I'm not sure what happened. I saw it off the ball, but I think it's Jamie Walker again who's gone down, and the referee was quick to stop play, but the reaction of the Carlisle players was a worry there.
Yeah, I think it was a clash of heads. I don't know if it's one of the Carlisle players that flagged it up, to be honest with you. It looked like it was Callum Guy that was making the gestures to get the physios on. I mean, he's laid prolapse, to be fair. Jamie Walker, you just can't mess about with, you know, as soon as you clash heads, you've got to get the physio on quick, and the referee, to be fair to me, stopped the play and has done the right thing. I think it was, I don't think there's any malice in there. I just think it was an unfortunate accident, but it's definitely still down there.
Yeah, he is. He's not really moved either. 5 minutes gone here at the University of Bradford Stadium. He's up on his feet now, thankfully. Then in the wars either side of half-time, but just the reaction of the Carlisle players caused more concern than anything else. But fair play to them in the heat of battle. They were concerned regarding the well-being of one of their opponents, and that's top-quality sportsmanship.
Yeah, and it's the right thing to do, and you like to see that. I mean, you know, he's all right, he's up, but obviously it was a clash of heads, and I think it was with Callum Guy, and obviously if he's clashed heads with him, he'll know. But play's back underway. I mean, it started really brightly for Bradford, but
yeah, so now they're trying to get Cook away down this left-hand side, and he forces Barkley into just hoofing the ball out for a throw-in. Titan 10's the playoffs on Talksport 2 and Talksport, of course. Mark Wilson with Neil Redfern. Bradford looking to try and push forward. McCalmont does well. McCalmont feel Carlisle need to get him involved a little bit more, as Critchlow got up really high to win the header. It's out for a throw-in right on halfway.
Yeah, it's been more of a little cameo role, hasn't it, from McCalmont than, you know, the full works, if you like. Know his ability, know what he's got. Highly thought of by Leeds United, but you know, he's had little moments in this game, and I think that sort of quality, if you can get him on the ball in the right areas, here he is on it now, he's dropping in. then he can really hurt the opposition.
Yeah, ball now works its way forward for Carlisle. Garner just turned it round the corner, and he'll earn a throw in there. He's trying to get Joel Senior in down the right-hand side. So throwing level with the edge of the Bradford City penalty area. Carlisle are going to look to launch this in. Ben Barclay's just wiping any moisture off the ball. And now everybody coming back for Bradford, including Andy Cook, who's going to take up station right on the edge of his own 6-yard box here, looking to win a header out. And that's where the ball's gone, and it is Cook who wins the header. It goes up in the air on the volley, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. But Calmont with a shot, almost hooked it over his shoulder, and thankfully for Bradford it was straight at Harry Lewis, and he held it at the first attempt.
Yeah, brilliant technique from McCalmont. For me, he's been the standout player for Carlisle. I mean, that's a difficult technique. It's dropping over his shoulder, and he's got his body around it and dipped it, but he just couldn't get the power on it. But it's an effort on target. That's what they've got to do, Carlisle. They've got to get the ratios up. They want to get back in this game.
Yeah, it was an effort on target. Maybe if it had been in the corner of the goal, it might have caused Lewis a problem. But he handled it nicely. There's a good header away from right half on this near side. It's out for a throwing to Bradford City, who lead by a 1-0. I think we've got some cracking second leg ties in prospects. Obviously Sheffield Wednesday against Peterborough. You'd imagine that Peterborough will get the job done there. Be going back to Wembley, having gate-crashed the League One playoff picture on the final day of the season. Are they going to make it all the way back to the Championship? There's a ball played forward, headed down, and Bradford have won it now. And here's Cook on the left-hand side, puts in a deep cross, too deep. And again, it's a cross he would have wanted to be on the end of, and maybe there he could have let Jamie Walker take that off him, and Walker would have been better set to put the cross in. But it's behind for a goal kick, still 1-0. But just looking at some of those ties now, I think we're in for some fun and games over the next week here on Talksport.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I just think that the second game, the second leg is obviously the most important leg, and even Sheffield Wednesday up 4-0 down. You can see them if they get the first goal early on. You've seen Peterborough wobble before in the past.
Yeah, Bradford have won it on halfway. Carlisle just guilty there of giving the ball away under no real pressure. Randolph has it on this near side. Critchlow rolls it forward. He's going to get it back here. And he'll go forward again, a little bit more aerially. Clayton is caught off the ball there, but here now is a chance for Gilead on the left-hand side. Cook waits in the middle. Gilead goes past one. Now he'll square it to the edge of the area. It'll fall to Walker, 25 yards out. Moves it to Halliday. Halliday encouraged to shoot. Offloads the ball far side here to Banks. Can Banks engineer an opening right-hand side of the penalty area? Tries to stand up the cross to Cook. It's headed away, but Bradford will get the ball back midway inside the Carlisle half. And they'll go back to the halfway line as we approach the 10-minute mark, second half. Bradford leading here by a 1-0. Oh, Bradford there. Smallwood with a pass. It was one pass too many. And McCalmont's got Garner with him, and he plays Garner in. Oh, Garner had a touch edge of the area. He was in on goal, but he had a touch that takes him away from goal. And Critchlow's picked his pocket. And for all the moaning and groaning that Joe Garner's done tonight, that was his big opportunity, and he fluffed his lines.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know why he checked back. All he could do there, keep going and get the shots off, but to get out of his feet. But they started. I'm just going to say how well that Bradford have started this second half. Exactly what Mark Hughes would have wanted. They look the side that they're in the ascendancy. The passing's been better. Apart from that one there from Adam Richard Smallwood.
Yeah, it felt like one pass too many, didn't it? He maybe should have gone forward rather than backwards.
I think that could have gone straight into the front, to be honest with you. But they have started this half much better, Bradford City.
They have, and they might get another chance here. They almost played in Walker. The ball nicked away from him after a nice pass on the edge of the area. Now Carlisle are coming. Well, Bradford, if we had any questions as to what they were going to do, but Halliday has had his pocket picked there. Patrick beat him to the ball, but the crossing's a shocker. It's straight to Harry Lewis. And having beaten his man there, Halliday lunged in trying to cut out the pass, and Patrick had all the time in the world, but he went for the glory cross with the outside of his boot, and it was the wrong option.
You know what, he's been in that wide left position a couple of times now, Amari Patrick. I just think he's got no left foot. He tries to do everything with his right foot. He's even just got to swing it there, and if he puts it across the box, they've got a chance there, Carlisle.
Well, it was as good as a back pass, wasn't it? There's a night closing in. The floodlight's not quite taking effect here. As Bradford have it, Cook is eased off the ball by Guy, and now Garner is up against right half on this near side. Garner goes to ground, fell over, looks at the assistant on the near side. I'm just wondering if Garner's run his race, tonight. 35 years old, they've got Dennis on the bench. I wonder if now's the time. In fact, Carlisle are about to make a change. Yeah, he's on a yellow card as well. What you don't want is to go a man down in this tie and then Bradford get a couple of goals on the back of it from Carlisle's point of view. Well, Christian Dennis is stripped and ready to come on, and that would be the change. And I think maybe that was why earlier on Garner didn't nudge the ball into the area, because had he have done, there's now there could be a chance to put the ball in for Patrick, but it's cleared away after Senior's cross, and now the ball flicked on, but Carlisle have given away a free kick. Walker was fouled. They just lacked a little bit of quality, Carlisle, in the final third. Got in some good positions. Well, here is the change, and I think it was widely expected. And Christian Dennis, who so nearly joined Bradford City a couple of years ago, even made a trip to the club. They thought he was going to sign, and in the end he didn't. In fact, it's going to be Patrick that's gone off. In fact, it's a double change, isn't it? Edmondson has come on as well. He's changed both of them up top. So Edmondson and Dennis come on as they look to change things. They needed freshening up top. It'll certainly be a different threat. But Christian Dennis has got 20 goals. We mentioned earlier on, he's only got 3 since the end of January, but he still is a threat. I think, to be fair to Paul Simpson, that makes sense. Get a little bit more energy up there. Well, Bradford have just been awarded a throw-in over on the far side, much to the delight of the home fans. It's still 1-0 if you just joined us. Jamie Walker's first half goal has Bradford in front here, but this tie is right in the balance. It's on the precipice. Can Bradford extend their lead? I'm just thinking through all the other ties. Apart from Peterborough, no one has got a 2-goal advantage, have they? No, they're all tight. I mean, they're all tight. You can pull them scores back. Yeah, here's Critchlow. Good time in the centre circle. Gets the ball away. Right half has it on the near side. You listen live on Talksport 2. Cook the target, edge of the area. Ball falls to Gilead. He tried to hook it back in. It'll fall to Gilead. He has a shot and it's blocked. Cannons off Callum Guy, and it's gone behind for a Bradford corner. Brilliant there from Andy Cook, the big man. I mean, he didn't actually get any connection on that, but he backed into the centre back, Paul Hunterton, and made him drop it down. It's a decent strike, to be fair, that's blocked out for a corner. It's been given the crowd tonight, 20,575 here, 2,415 from Carlisle. Great effort, the biggest crowd in Bradford City's home playoff history. It might feel like there's 40,000 here if they can get a second goal. Corner comes in, good punch from Holy, gets it to the edge of the area. Clayton, well, his first touch was good, the second touch actually did well to keep it in on the far side, and this could be going out for another throw-in right by the corner flag. Bradford just having a bit of a squeeze here, an hour gone. They lead by a goal to nil. Live on Talksport 2, Mark Wilson and Neil Redfern with you tonight. Ball in towards the big man up front. Can he bring it down and get the shot away? He turns and twists and couldn't get the shot away, Cook. It'll fall here, and it's lashed on the half volley by Clayton. Way over in the end. Cook did really well initially to bring it down, Neil, but he just couldn't get any power into his effort. Yeah, I mean, he's such a presence. I mean, he's a big man, but he uses all his height and strength, and he backs in there and twists and turns against Huntington. It's been a good battle between them two, because the big centre-half's given as good as he's got. And he just couldn't get half a yard there, Andy Cook, to get his shot away, but he started this half really well, Andy Cook. He has. Ball forward, Critchlow heads it up in the air. Halliday does well. Ball will fall on the edge of the centre circle. Carlisle have got it back. This game is still there in the balance for either side to take control of, as Dennis has it wide on the far side, but he controlled it. He was that busy holding off the defender, he forgot to keep the ball in play, and it just trickled over the sideline. Yeah, I mean, just going back to the substitutions for Carlisle, I think Paul Simpson has maybe looked at his front line, and you're right, Mark, about Joe Garner. Maybe looked at his age, and his legs were just starting to maybe go a little bit. And I just think he was on point, Neil. That ball into him, he pushes it out in front of his feet, and he knows he's got a shot on goal. Yeah, you're right. And now Bradford going down the right-hand side. Can they engineer an opening? No, they can't. The tackles are flying in now. This is a good old-fashioned game of football, and by and large it's been played in a decent spirit as well. The Carlisle fans are making their presence felt over on the far side. It's going to be some atmosphere at Brunton Park next Saturday. We will be there live from 3 o'clock, live on Talksport 2. Neil and I for the second leg of this one, as Carlisle with Dennis sprinting towards the edge of the area. Can he pull it back? No. Great challenge, and Dennis goes careering into the boardings. Did well to break his fall there. Fell on the back of an unsuspecting steward, but thankfully both are okay, and it's out for a corner to Carlisle United.
Brilliant play by Christian Dennis. Just opened his legs and got down the outside, and we're at full tilt Bradford to keep up with him, and he wins this side of corner. They're giving as good as got here, Carlisle. They're having a right old go.
They are, and they look to threat from corners in that first half. Can they manufacture an effort on goal here? You get the feeling this could be their route back into it. It's going to be a corner from the far side, away to our right. It's swung in towards the goalkeeper, and it's in, bouncing around, and Lewis somehow keeps it out. It was there to be knocked in on the line, but Dennis just couldn't get the final touch on it. It was very unconvincing from the Bradford defence again.
I mean, it's good goalkeeping in the end, to be fair, but I don't know what Ryan Edmondson's doing. If he just throws himself at that, it's in.
In fact, it was Edmondson at the far post. Didn't take the gamble, did he? And the ball now wide, and Halliday goes forward again, gets it out on the Bradford right. Bradford, well, that looked like a foul by Bradford. It was right in front of the Carlisle fans, but they can't have any complaints about that. And that was a free kick. But we've seen from set piece, if they can get more set pieces, Carlisle, you feel that an equaliser is only a matter of time away. And
yeah, they've looked more and more dangerous, haven't they, as the game's gone on. You know, I mean, I just think from Carlisle's point of view and Paul Simpson, you know, if it finishes like this, it's not a disaster, I don't think, for them. You know, I think this is attainable for Carlisle. You know, I think maybe more for Bradford City. They need that second goal, really.
Yeah. Ball on this near side. Senior is trying to let it roll out, and in the end he'll get himself a throw in, but he wants to take quickly. 26 minutes remaining here on Talksport 2. The Calmon, it's a foul throw from Barkley. We don't see too many of them in the season, and in the playoffs that's a bit of a disaster, as Bradford are about to make a change of their own down below us here. Who's Mark Hughes about to bring on? He's calling on Emmanuel Osadebe, who's coming on, and it is going to be Jamie Walker who makes his way off. And I don't think any surprise. He had a couple of bumps and bruises tonight, Jamie Walker, but he got the goal on 18 minutes that has Bradford City in front here. It could be a crucial goal, but he's the one that makes way, trudges off, and it is going to be Emmanuel Osadebe who comes on, much to the delight of the Bradford fans here. He's got 26 minutes or so to stamp his mark on this game. Here now is a chance for Banks, 25 yards out from the Bradford throw-in. Smallwood has it. Reinalf overlapping. They go to Osadebe instead. He gets it back. Can he find a cross? No, he can't at this moment. He was injured on the opening day of the season. It's nearly 7 months of the season, Osadebe. But he's back now and fit. And Bradford will need every one of their fit and available squad if they are going to make it up into League One.
Well, this is a massive opportunity to make himself an hero coming on. He can get the ball in the back of the net for his team.
It's a throw into Bradford, down away to our left-hand side. They lead by 1. They would love a second goal. Osadebe down by the corner flag has won another throw in.
You see, to me, they're trying to force an angle and try and open it up. They'd be better bringing that ball out, trying to get it out the other side, Bradford City.
Well, here is a chance to put the cross in. Smallwood, though, went without it, and now the break could be on here. And Carlisle are flooding up towards halfway. Clayton just, well, he's taking his man down. He might get a booking for that. Referee's playing advantage. Or is he? I think he's saying there was no contact in it. And it's out for a throw in near side, and I'm not sure Callum Guy agrees with that. I think he thought it was foul, but the referee stood over him saying no, it wasn't a foul.
It was definitely caught late. You know, I mean, I don't think the referee's covered himself in glory tonight, to be honest with you. He's got quite a bit wrong. You know, that was quite a late challenge on Callum Guy.
Still 1-0. Bradford lead here. Guy's down. He's holding his... I'm just trying to work out whether he's got a shoulder injury or maybe a groin.
Yeah, I think his arm.
It's his arm, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's holding his arm.
If he fell funny after the challenge.
Yeah, maybe he did. I just thought Clayton had a look at him and thought, whatever happens here, you're not getting past me.
Yeah.
Whether the ball does, you're not.
Yeah,
he did take him down,
It's a foul. It's a foul, you know. I mean, the referee played advantage, that's fine. But, you know, definitely a yellow card.
It was. They play the ball out wide, Carlisle. Header one on the far side. Loops up in the air. McCalmont tries to flick it down. They were looking to try and get in down that left-hand side with Christian Dennis. Edmondson has looked good since he came on. They need more service though down that end of the field, and Edmondson came short. The ball went over his head. Critchlow is wanting this to roll out. He's going to have to do a job, and he hasn't done it. He hasn't kept it out, and Edmondson is in on goal here, and he nutmegs the keeper, and he's put it straight across goal, and the follow-up goes straight into the side netting from Jack Armour. Well, the question there, how did Edmondson get it through the keeper's legs and not hit the target?
Well, the biggest one as well is what's Romani Critchlow trying to do, let that run out. You know, and he pushes the centre-half over. Whether it's a foul or not, the referee doesn't give it. And he's in a great position there, Ryan Edmondson. He nutmegs the goalkeeper and rolls the ball. There's got to be a blue shirt trying to slide and get on the end of that. I mean, that's probably the best opportunity of the night for Carlisle.
Callum Guy is going off now. Taylor Charters is coming on. So a third change for Carlisle United as Paul Simpson looks to try and find an equaliser, but he gets the ball on the byline, right hand side of the penalty area. He cuts in, and he went with his right foot, I guess, which meant any swerve was going to take it away from goal. If he'd have maybe used his left foot, that would have curled in at the far post. So it didn't, and Armour couldn't get his effort on target from a really narrow angle.
But and the other point as well is, you know, a natural goal scorer gets in the back stick and side foots that in. That's a gimme.
Well, here's another chance, and Edmondson closing in on goal this time. Romani Edwards gets there. Critchlow gets there and puts it behind.
Yeah, that's good defending, to be fair. Romani Critchlow got himself in a key position. He's facing his own goal. That's not easy because it's a ball whipped into the 6-yard box, and he gets a really strong contact and lifts that right over the bar. But they're having a good spell here, Carlisle. They're under the pump a little bit here, Bradford City.
Well, it's another corner, and Carlisle United have looked likely. 4 times they've had chances from corners, and each time Lewis has managed to keep it out. Can they get some real purchase on this corner and level things up here? Carlisle whip the corner in, and it's headed over the top, and again it's Corey Whelan who gets his head on it. He got up high, 6 yards out, and he heads it way over the top. Still 1-0 Bradford lead.
Yeah, I mean it's a real opportunity. It's a great ball in, to be fair. Fantastic corner by Moxon. Whips that in, and it's curling away from the goalkeeper in towards the strikers or the centre halves that are attacking it. But they've got to get the timing and climbing right. They've got to get right above that and steer that down onto the target.
Long ball forward from Bradford. Clayton will bring it down on halfway. Smallwood looks up, tries to get it to Osadibi. He's trying to play him in behind Barkley. All he can do is hook it away. It was a worker, and Carlisle, all they can do is concede a throw-in down away to our left-hand side. Bradford, who started the half so brightly, not yet really kicked on. Will Andy Cook end his hoodoo against the club where he started his career as a junior but never got to play for Carlisle? He's not scored in 6 against them. Can he end that little drought? They were only one of 2 who he hasn't scored against this season, such has been his record. And the ball cleared away downfield, and it's out for a throw into Bradford City. 20 minutes just under remaining. Mark Hughes shrugs his shoulders. He's not happy with something that's gone on down there.
Yeah, I mean they've probably just done enough to have the noses in front here, Bradford City, but it's not been a controlled performance, has it, by any stretch? You know,
it's been very similar to last night, hasn't it?
Yeah, very bitty, you know, really competitive, and I know there's a lot at stake, but
well, when you think about it, as Cook wins the header on here. Can they get the ball back to him, edge of the area? Bradford City looking to work it here. Banks tight. Ball control was fantastic, and he wins the throw in. When you think about it, Neil, the jeopardy hasn't really even started yet, has it?
No.
That'll start at 3 o'clock on Sunday in the second. That's Saturday in the second leg.
Yeah, and they've had a good look at one another now as well. That that always becomes an advantage.
Well, here the ball with Osadibe, but he's handled it, and that is out for a free kick. You are listening to Bradford against Carlisle in the EFL League 2 playoff semi-final, live on Talksport 2 with Carling. We're made by our mates, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. 1-0 Bradford lead, 18 to go here at the University of Bradford Stadium. The goal early on from Jamie Walker put Bradford in front, but they've not quite kicked on, and if truth be told, it's the visitors who look more likely to score tonight. And Bradford have got an appalling record, certainly late in games of conceding goals that have cost them numerous points this season, and maybe the reason they are in the playoffs and not already in League One with Leyton Orient, with Stevenage and with Northampton.
Yeah, I mean it's really in the balance. I know it's an obvious thing to say, but they've given a good account of themselves, Carlisle. They've shown real character, because could have gone under, really, against this Bradford side with this big partisan crowd at Valley Parade.
Yeah, well, Cook did well to win it. Now he's on the turn, and now Cook's 25 yards out. Is he going to unleash the shot? Drives to the edge of the area. Shot is blocked. It fell for Ridehalf on the near side. It was a great block from Carlisle. Cross comes in, and it's off Senior, and it's behind for a corner. Andy Cook with his first genuine sighter at goal in the second half, and the shot was blocked.
Yeah, the one thing I love about Andy Cook is he's positive. His first thought is, can I get a shot off? And it makes defenders defend differently. You look at them desperate to close him down and get a block in.
It was Huntington who closed him down and made the block, and then the ball came off Senior for a corner. Now it's Bradford's set piece opportunity. Can they fashion a second goal here? The Cop end awaits. They're all on their feet. In comes the corner now towards the far post. Keeper comes and gets a good hand on it. He's that big, he didn't even need to jump there. Ball on the right-hand side. And they get a ball back in now, Bradford. They've worked an opening for the first time. Cross, it's a deep ball, and it's too deep. It's gone behind. And it's behind for a goal kick. 16 remaining on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with the former Leeds and Rotherham boss. Neil Redfern here. Bradford 1, Carlisle United 0. But I think, despite the advantage on the scoreboard to Bradford, I think Carlisle will be very happy with their night's work so far.
Do you know what, Mark? I think they've performed really well. And I don't think I think they've shown real character. They haven't crumbled. They've had really good moments, and I think they've put a doubt in Bradford's mind, to be honest with you.
Edmondson puts Halliday under pressure, but Halliday did well to clear up towards halfway, but Carlisle have got it back now. All over on the far side. The Carlisle fans looking on. Almost 2,500 of them. Will be significantly more next Saturday at 3 o'clock at Brunton Park when it's the second leg. Reminder tomorrow, Leicester-Liverpool, live and exclusive on Talksport. Ball headed in towards the edge of the Bradford area, cleared away, but again not convincingly. Bradford haven't got an out ball at the moment. If it's not near Cook, it's not sticking.
Yeah, terrible by Sam Stubbs.
Ball forward, they're trying to get Dennis in. He goes down edge of the area again. The referee's having none of it, and now Bradford will look to advance here. Osadibe on the near side. He's trying to get forward. He loses it and goes without it. Wins it straight back though. And now Ridehalf has it, and it's back to Osadibe on the left touch line. Good challenge goes in from Senior, and he wins the throw-in.
Yeah, he's not getting any love from the referee, is he, Osadibe? Looked like it had gone out for a Bradford throw-in, but he's giving it to Carlisle.
Crossfield ball, looking to catch Halliday out. Halliday heads it in the air, but it's won back here. Now on the edge of the area, Dennis works it out. Cross comes in here for Edmondson. 6 yards out, and he's put it over the top. That might just be Carlisle's best chance of the night. And Edmondson, well, he's headed it way over the bar.
Do you know what? They've probably had the better chances here in this game, Carlisle. I know Bradford are winning 1-0. Brilliant ball in by Liam Rydig. Not Liam Rydig, sorry. It's Corey Whelan to whip it across. And he finds him right in front of goal, Ryan Emerson. All he's got to do is try and get that down, steer that down onto the target.
The ball in, swinging cross, great I've just seen again, he's got to hit the target. I think if he hits the target, unless it's straight at the keeper, he's got no chance.
Yeah, is that close in? You know, anything on target just goes in.
13 and a half remaining. Referee stopped play here for a knock on Owen Moxon, who's back up on his feet. There's it on the near side. Bradford leading by a goal to nil. European football, playoff football, Premier League football to come across the Talksport network. We've got live cricket, we've got live golf coming up tonight. If you love your sport, you're in the right place. Talksport 2 taking you through the playoffs exclusively live on national radio. And the ball out over on the far side, but it is an offside against Carlisle, and Bradford will just breathe a sigh of relief, I think, Neil. That was a real warning shot, and well, Ryan Edmondson, formerly of Leeds and Aberdeen, and that was his big moment, and he's headed it way over the top.
I mean, his movement to actually create that little bit of space and get on the end of the cross is absolutely brilliant. It's a great ball in, and it finds him right in front of goal. He's just got to have the athleticism to get up off the floor and get above it, and as it happens, he's reaching for it and just steers it over the bar. It's probably one of the best opportunities of the game.
Yeah, ball cleared away. Another challenge goes in on the far side, but all out for a Bradford throw-in. Quite where it went out, I'm not sure. It's midway inside the Carlisle half. I get the feeling now, I think we are going to get a twist in the tail tonight. So often with Bradford games there are late goals, and not always positive ones as well. The ball now on the Carlisle left, but they slice their attempted ball forward out for a throw-in. The atmosphere's just died down a bit as the magnitude of the occasion is just starting to sink in. These are big moments in the season, big moments in the history of these two football clubs. As Bradford have it down the right, they put the ball in, but it's way too deep for Cook, who will watch and see Smallwood can keep it in. Smallwood will keep it in, but he needs a favour here from Ridehalf, who does well, works it down the line. Cook's going to give chase here, and it's headed behind. Barkley puts it out for a corner, and that was really good play. Smallwood gamble keeping it in, but Ridehalf's ball forward earns the corner for Bradford.
Yeah, I mean, if he hadn't read that, Ridehalf, that'd have been a problem. But he puts it right in behind, and who's after it? Big Andy Cook, really willing runner.
Yeah, he's not just about the goals, is he?
No, he's a good player.
Commitment, real team player. 31 goals for the season.
He'd love one tonight, though, I think.
He would love one tonight. Against the club where really his footballing dream started at Carlisle. Corner for Bradford. Whipped into the 6-yard box, and it goes all the way through. Keeper didn't come out for that. He couldn't get out to it, but it was waiting a Bradford head, and there was no one there to turn it home.
Yeah, just a little bit too anxious to try and get on the end of that, and everybody's gone in front of the ball, and it flashes right across the 6-yard box and out the other side. But it really is in the, I know I keep saying it, but it really is in the balance, this game.
It is. I think even if Bradford were to get a second, they're certainly not out of sight. I think Carlisle have shown enough tonight that says this one's going to go all the way next Saturday, 3 o'clock live on Talksport 2. Look at this, they're flooding forward the blue shirts. Critchlow got it half away, it'll fall over on the far side to Charters. Now a chance to put the cross in again from the left. It's headed away at the near post by Bradford, and it's roared away as well as the ball goes out for a throw-in over on the far side of the field, 10 yards over the halfway line. Carlisle left hand side of the field. They have it over on that far side. That wasn't the cleanest looking throw-in either, by the way. But
no, and you know, on his toes, the referee, to be fair, he's given them before.
Here's Senior. Challenge comes in from Smallwood. Sabibi miscontrolled it. He had room to turn there as well. That's why the Bradford fans are a little bit anxious. There's another challenge comes in. Smallwood on the near side, little back heel. That was a great ball, but the ball forward from Ridehalf didn't find a teammate, and Carlisle are coming in. You can sense the tension here, and this is probably Bradford's biggest problem with this big crowd. They get so nervous at the end, as now there's a chance maybe to shoot from distance. 1-2 edge of the area. Moxon's pass is cut out. Bradford haven't cleared it. It goes to the left. It comes in, and Edmondson has it nicked away from him by Critchlow, who just bundles it away over on the far side. Bradford, they're almost conceding territory here, Neil. You can sense the nervousness around us.
Yeah, the crowd can see it. I mean, they're feeling it, you know, and we've just got to be careful here because they're giving up a lot of ground to Carlisle, and Carlisle have grown in confidence as the game has gone on.
Yeah, another cross comes in. Dennis is there, it bounces around and Bradford get lucky again. Critchlow just fires it forward and it's out for another throw in far side.
It's not convincing, is it? You know, the two centre backs, as soon as it comes in the box, they look really, really nervy.
Yeah, they do. And I've mentioned it before, the big crowd here, 20,000 tonight, it's almost an Achilles heel now because there's 18,000 nervous Bradfordians looking on. They're just as worried as the players. Cross comes in from the right, great ball in, and well, Stubbs has done really well there. The ball bouncing in the 6-yard box. In the end, he let it hit him, knowing that Harry Lewis was there to pick it up, but I think he wanted Lewis to come out and claim that himself.
Yeah, he did really well in the end because he almost got caught in two minds. I mean, it's a wicked ball in, whipped in. And in the end, he just gets his body in the way and lets it bounce back to his keeper, Harry Lewis.
Osadibe wins the flick on. Carlisle will try and play out. Osadibe nicked it away, but he has got a throw in here. Carlisle are not happy about that. But Bradford now, as we go inside the final 8 minutes, they would like a second goal, but they'd also like a clean sheet. Do they stick, do they twist? At the moment, they've done too much defending, I think, for Mark Hughes' liking. He's looking on. He looks a little bit concerned. As now Bradford have it on the left. Can they get an opening here? No, they can't. They've conceded possession again. And Osadibe really hasn't had an impact off the bench up to press.
No, the crowd are getting a little bit frustrated with him as well.
Right off wins the header. That looked like an accidental handball by Moxon, but the referee happy to play on. Bradford get it back, and then
always makes me laugh when 30,000 people see it, but not the referee.
Yeah, well, it was accidental, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But Halliday just punted it forward. Bradford are like a rugby union team at the moment. When they're in their own half, they're just kicking into touch just to get away from their own line.
Well, they're under pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been the far more control of the two sides. Carlisle, they're connecting passes. You know, they're playing under pressure. They're playing in tight areas. They're working the ball up the pitch. You know, this is what Bradford have got to do. They're the team that's got the goal advantage.
1-0. Bradford lead. The goal 18 minutes into the game. It seems an eternity ago. Carlisle have had chance after chance. The best one falling to Ryan Edmondson, who headed over from 6 yards out when he was unmarked. And Bradford again can't get out. They give another throw-in away. Carlisle don't really want this game to end at the moment, Neil, because they are the one that look more likely to score, to add to their tally here.
It's almost like Bradford settled for the 1-0.
It is.
That's what it looks like.
But this is the problem, and a lot of Bradford City fans, Neil, as the ball out for a throw-in on the far side, they know they'll sit back in the last 10 minutes, they invite teams on, and that's why they concede so many late goals.
Yeah.
Another change here, Jordan Gibson. Now this will be a twist in the tail. Jordan Gibson, former Bradford City player, listened to the boos here. He didn't leave on the best of terms, and he has got history for Carlisle against Bradford, and they've thrown him on late on here for Joel Senior. Maybe Paul Simpson just trying one last roll of the dice.
Yeah, I mean, it's been enthralling as a game, you know, and there's been mistakes in it, yeah, lots of effort, lots of endeavour, and there's been some really good parts in it as well. And you know, it's for a 1-0 game at this moment in time, it's as exciting as they come.
It is. The League 2 playoffs finally poisoned. Here is Gibson. Drives forward now, looks to stand up the ball. It'll come back to him here. Puts in, that was a cross-come shot. It blooms over, much to the delight of the Bradford City fans around us here, who now see that the scoreboard says there are 5 minutes remaining. You're live on Talksport 2. Don't forget, tomorrow night across on Talksport, live and exclusive commentary in the Premier League. It's getting desperate for Leicester down at the bottom. Liverpool trying to hunt down the top 4. Leicester-Liverpool live at 8 o'clock. Adrian Durham, Sam Adderface, and the former Liverpool and England man Danny Murphy, our team for that one. Tuesday we're back in the Championship playoffs. Luton taking on Sunderland, and Luton in arrears by 2-1 in that one. Clayton brings it down on halfway.
Did well.
Bradford have it with Halliday. Can he get forward? He'll sprint over the halfway line now. He's got there in support. He's got Banks now down the right hand side, looking to get to the ball, and he's gone down. That could be a penalty. Oh, it's a corner. That was very close, but no real protest from Banks himself, and it's out for a corner. But the leg was out. That was tight.
Well, I'd like to see that again. It looked to me like the referee bottled that, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a big call. If he gives the penalty there and it goes to 2-0, That's a big decision to give.
There were no histrionics though from the Bradford players, were there?
No, I mean, he obviously, he's got some of the ball, but he's got a lot of the player, I have to say.
Corner about to be swung in here by Bradford City. Now would be a perfect time as the ball floats towards the back post, headed down. Can they keep it in? Osadebe can't, and the odds were against him there. That was tough, and it's behind for a goal kick. And now Bradford making a couple more changes of their own as they're about to bring on, well, it's Matt Derbyshire who comes on, the veteran Matt Derbyshire who comes on for Clayton. And also coming off is Scott Banks, the man who just went down in the penalty area, and he's going to be replaced by Matty Platt. Well, Mark Hughes making his changes here with just a couple of minutes remaining. Well, I think the crowd, whoever you support tonight, have been entertained. It's been a real tussle. Both sides have given everything they've got. And the ovation here for Scott Banks, who of course is on loan, and a recognition of a season of hard work for the Crystal Palace youngster. Wonder where his career will take him. Gets the high five off his boss Mark Hughes. Well, there's still work to be done here.
Yeah, it's like I said, it is in the balance, but they've got to go right till the death here, Bradford City, because they pushed them that way, Carlisle. Not giving them a minute.
Bradford have it with Derbyshire, but he loses possession, and now it's Owen Moxon who will try and slide the ball through, and there's a chance here. Dennis in on goal. Can he get the angles right? No, he can't. He was forced wide by Harry Lewis, but Dennis there maybe needed to take it a touch early and give himself more opportunity.
I tell you what, the defenders are giving the goalkeeper high fives on the right, Harry Lewis, because he comes out quick and he makes him make the decision to go around him, Christian Dennis, and it forces the angle really wide. He just can't get his shot back across goal. A number of times they've got in and around the goal, or Carlisle this half. They've got to be pleased with that, but perhaps disappointed with the fact that one of them ended up in the back of the net.
Definitely. Less than 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remaining here. Bradford 1, Carlisle 0. A game which didn't promise too many goals as Derbyshire tries to win it on the edge of the area from a long ball forward. Can he find a teammate? He does. Right half is there. Can he get a corner? Well, he's bundled over, and the referee's going to say that's a free kick. It's as good as a corner.
Yeah, silly foul. Just didn't need to do it. It's going nowhere. Now Bradford City are going to swing this under the bar. Give them another opportunity to get that second goal they really, really need, to be honest with you.
Is there one big twist in the tail? A second Bradford goal would give them a huge advantage going up to Cumbria next Saturday. You'll hear it live on Talksport 2. In fact, it's that near the corner. The corner flag's in the way where he's trying to make his run up here. The Bradford players just had to move the ball a touch. And now the referee says get on with it. In comes the ball, near post, and it's headed away. Good header away defensively, out to the corner taker. The free kick taker. And Bradford let it go out for a throw-in. That was a dangerous ball in, defended well.
Yeah, defended really well. They had a lot to do there. That's curling in towards a goal as well, and he gets right across to get his contact on it.
All eyes down below us. Fourth official says 5 added on minutes, a minimum of 5. Can Bradford get a second goal? Can Carlisle hang on or possibly nick one back? Bradford putting the ball into the area straight into the midriff for the keeper, who goes long, and he's pulled it, but they've kept it in. Edmondson did well there. Did well on halfway to keep it in, and Carlisle come forward now. And it's Edmondson made a great run down the left touchline. They didn't see it. Carlisle comes centre field now. Ball over the top, too much on it. McCalmont can't get there. Lewis will. Bradford have it back.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to get that, McCalmont. It's a good little run, to be fair, but that obviously wanted switching out here to the right hand side.
Number 11, Alex Gilliard.
Alex Gilliard named the home team player of the match by the sponsors here. Ball not long and downfield. Can Cook win the ball for Bradford? Well, he does, and now they've picked up the pieces on the far side. Can they work it forward? There's no Banks on that far side. Derbyshire goes across, and Forces the Carlisle player just to knock it out. I've noticed Carlisle, they don't mess about at the back, do they? They just get the ball away.
Yeah, old-fashioned defending. But when they do get the chance to get it down, when they're not pressed and not under pressure, they have played some good stuff.
Andy Cook waits, hands on hips on the penalty spot, wondering if one of his teammates can find him an opening, a chance to score against his boyhood club. Ball right over on the far side, it's out for a throw-in, right on the corner flag, left-hand side. We've had 90 seconds of the minimum 5 added on minutes here. Bradford leading by 1-0. This is only the first leg, remember, but a second goal could be crucial. But are Bradford going to push for it, or are they happy just to eke away some time here? They've got the ball in the corner, they try to win a corner, they didn't do it. But they'll win another throw-in over on the far side. And it looks as though, unless Carlisle come up with an error, Neil, I think Bradford are happy with a 1-goal advantage.
Yeah, and it is an advantage. You know, we've got to remember that. You know, so, however Carlisle have played well, you know, Bradford City are in the driving seat with that 1 goal.
High ball to the edge of the area, headed towards goal by Derbyshire, and behind for a goal kick. 2 minutes have gone. You're live on Talksport 2 here. Don't forget the golf to come. The AT&T Byron Nelson from the PGA Tour Golf will be straight after us here tonight. And football back tomorrow. The Premier League live on Talksport and exclusive on Talksport as Leicester take on Liverpool. Carlisle running out of time, but still full of energy as they make their way forward here with Gibson down the right hand side, working his way forward, trying to ease his way to a position to put a cross in, but he does well, gets it to Barkley, 25 yards out. The Bradford fans screaming at the defence to come out and close him down. Ball works wide on the left hand side. Is this Carlisle's moment? Can they play the ball into the box? No, they can't. And Bradford wanted it hit long. He wanted it hit long and early, but it's hit long and too far over his head, and he can't keep it in, and he's furious.
Yeah, he's never going to catch that. I mean, it's the right spot. I mean, he does well there, Ossa Davey, but the execution's poor. You know, he's got to find the big man there.
Well, he puts that into space beyond Andy Cook. Oh, the keeper holy there. Little Cruyff turn, edge of your area, deep into added on injury time. How's your nerves?
Not what Paul Simpson wants, is it?
No. Carlisle still coming forward though. Gibson, he cuts in, he's looked lively since he come on, and now he tries to thread the ball through. Bradford keep it out again, they've nowhere to go. They're looking up there, and there's a good shoulder challenge. Derbyshire comes off worse. It's out for a throw-in. Carlisle now, as we approach the final, the minimum 5 added on minutes, have got it on halfway. Forward they come. The nerves around the University of Bradford Stadium are starting to fray. Ball at the edge of the area. Stubbs hammers it away for a throw-in, and Bradford are clinging on to their 1-goal advantage here, and they'll be delighted to take it up the M6 next weekend, looking for a place at Wembley in a League 2 playoff final. Carlisle work it forward again. Is there one last chance? They wanted a free kick, they're not going to get one. They'll go long this time. Cook, it was a better ball, it was miscued there at the back by Huntington, and the ball hammered away by Holy, who's not in front of his goal here, but Bradford can't bring it down on the halfway line. Now they will bring it down. Oh, they were encouraging him to shoot there, Smallwood. It would have been brave. He'll feed it down the channel. Derbyshire gets there, but I think he's just happy to see time off here, and he'll go to the go to the corner flag and wins a throw-in.
Yeah, it's good play by Derbyshire, using his experience. Good ball down the side by Brad Halliday. He's looked steady at right back, to be fair. He's had a good game tonight.
Looks like it's going to end with just a 1 goal. 3 times these two have played. There's only been 2 goals in the games. They have it, Bradford, on the touchline. They're trying to work it short. Can they produce a cross? Well, they did, but no one was expecting it. And the referee says that will do it. It's a roar of relief around this stadium. Over 20,000 here watching League 2 playoff football.